for this show is perfect. And so this is the very opening scene, and it sets up the entire show, and the entire show is just like this.
Hello, friend. Hello, friend. That's lame. Maybe I should.
And USA Network, yeah, I watched this
slippery slope. You're only
as it came out. It was like one of the only shows I did.
Shit. This actually happened. I'm talking to an imaginary person. What I'm about to tell you is top secret. A conspiracy bigger than all of us. There's a powerful group of people out there that are secretly running the world. I'm talking about the guys no one knows about, the guys that are invisible. The top 1% of the top 1%, the guys that play God without permission.
That is true in this day and age, 100%. If you think that there is not a top 1% of the top 1%, I mean, you might want to put it on your tinfoil condom for this one, because it is absolutely true. You look at our government, you look at the UN, you look at the world's government. I mean, everybody's talking about one world government or whatever. I think it's teetering towards that, especially when we have a Democrat in office, which we don't right now. We have Trump, but still not perfect by any means. But the bureaucrats and the 1% of the 1% of this country dictates our presidents. They do. They have the money to shove into whatever candidate they want. And more times out of none, that candidate wins, or you look at the Democratic Party, whenever they're running, they're backed by the highest paid people in this country. It is 100% correct.
And now I think they're following me. This is about last night. I should have gone to Angela's birthday party. Instead, I went to...
So the show centers around Elliot. He's a cybersecurity programmer, but he also is kind of a gray hat hacker. And they delve into that a little bit right here, but they delve, it is his life. He is mentally unwell. He is very schizophrenic is probably a good word for it, but extremely functional. But he does have a lot of issues. He sees things that other people don't. It's very hard to talk about without spoiling it, but it is such an amazing performance, and it really delves into the mindset of somebody with mental issues. But more than that, it delves into this conspiracy that there are people running this world, and he fights that. It is, yeah, I cannot talk. I can't stress enough how good this show is. And it's so hard to talk about without spoiling it. Sorry, but a fun fact, Sam, whatever, the director or the producer or the writer of the show, I read or watched a video of him a while back, said that I would say about 98-ish percent of the computer hacking and computer talk in this show is accurate. He went to, I can't remember which universities he went to, but he went to some universities and had like this different universities and had teams of cyber students and computer science majors fact check these programs that they have in the show, so that way they can make it as authentic as they can be. This is probably one of my favorite scenes because I hate these people with a passion. Like, the world would be so much better off without them in it. It is great. He does like social anxiety to a freaking
You're
T.
wrong. But your real name's Rohit Mehta. You changed it to Ron when you bought your first Ron's coffee shop 6 years ago. Now you got 17 of them, with 8 more coming next quarter.
May I help you with something?
I like coming here because your Wi-Fi was fast. I mean, you're one of the few spots that has a fiber connection with gigabit speed. It's good. It's so good, it scratched that part of my mind. Part that doesn't allow good to exist without condition. So I started intercepting all the traffic on your network.
I love that. It scratches a part of my brain that doesn't let good allow good to exist without condition. That is so par for the course with a lot of issues that I have personally with my mental state. I have zero amount of trust for people, and I key in to the worst possible outcome of every situation and the worst possible thing that I can think that somebody's capable of doing. I focus on that and I wait for them to prove me wrong. So I understand where he's coming from, that it's part of that part of my brain that doesn't allow good to exist without condition.
That's when I noticed something strange. That's when I decided to hack you. I know you run a website called Plato's Boys.
Pardon me?
You're using Tor networking to keep the servers anonymous. You made it really hard for anyone to see it. But I saw it. The onion routing protocol, it's not as anonymous as you think it is. Whoever's in control of the exit nodes is also in control of the traffic, which makes me the one in control.
That's a lot of foreshadowing for this show. I'm the one in control.
I must ask you to kindly leave.
I own everything. All your emails, all your files, all your pics.
Get out of here right now, or I'll call the
Police? You want them to find out about the 100 terabytes of child pornography you served to your 400,000 users?
Yep.
Personally, man, I was hoping it was just gonna be some BDSM stuff. You realize how much simpler that would have been?
I did not hurt anyone. I never did. That's my personal life.
I'm going to skip a little bit just because I don't know how much I can play without like people saying DCMA and all that bullcrap, but just skip to here.
Are you blackmailing me? So that's what this is about. Money. That's all you care about. No.
Actually, you're right. Partly. See, I usually do this kind of thing from my computer, but this time I wanted to do it AFK. In person. Trying to work on my social anxiety. But there's always the threat of you fleeing after I call you out. You know, you tell your sysadmin to take your servers down, wipe all the data, so I made sure to include the current time and location on my anonymous tip.
Wait, hold on. I'll give you the money. I'll pay you. How much do you want? I'll pay you.
That's the part you were wrong about, Rohit. I don't give a shit about money.
Best opening scene of any show, I swear. If you have not seen this show, please go watch it. It is incredible. It is a masterpiece, and you don't get shows like this anymore. You don't. It is absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen this show, then I can guarantee you've seen this clip. This is probably the most famous part of this entire show. Like everybody, people that have not seen the show will recognize this. And this is without a doubt the most true thing that television has ever said, because it is 100% true. It is the foundation of everything that's going on in the world, especially with like the fakeness of online, the fakeness of influencers and TikTok and Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. People want to be fake and all this stuff just to put on this shield. This is without a doubt the most true thing that TV has ever produced. And like I said, Rami, he's a mastermind.
What are you thinking about?
Nothing.
You want to know what I'm thinking about? First time you came to me.
I didn't exactly come to Krista. I was forced here, but I do like her.
But keeping it to yourself and staying quiet like you're doing, it's not going to help you. What is it about society that disappoints you so much?
Oh, I don't know. Is it that we collectively thought Steve Jobs was a great man, even when we knew he made billions off the backs of children? Or maybe it's that it feels like
true.
all our heroes are counterfeit.
It's
The
true.
world itself's just one big hoax. Spamming each other with our running commentary bullshit masquerading as insight. Our social media faking as intimacy.
Yep.
Or is it that we voted for this? Not with our rigged elections, but with our things, our property, our money. I'm not saying anything new. We all know why we do this. Not because Hunger Games books makes us happy, but because we want to be sedated. Because it's painful not to pretend. Because we're cowards. Fuck society.
Elliot, you're not saying anything. What's wrong?
That scene always gives me chills because it is so freaking true. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything. This is like the first 20 minutes of the show, and this really sets up the entire show 100%, and it is bananas. There is one thing about the show at the very end that really made me almost rage quit, and I hated it. It made me so mad. But if you haven't seen the show, go see it. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought of it because I can't speak highly enough of this show. This show was my favorite show. It is amazing. The rewatch value on it is tip top. It's great.